Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So as you can see, I'm sitting out by the lake today. Why? Well, for one thing, it's nice out here. Secondly, I'm fortunate enough to live in front of a lake. And thirdly, I just had one of those shit storm type of days. You ever have one of those shit storm type of days where it just seems like the whole world is conspiring against you? Well, I had one of those days today, and I really wanted to be outside where I have a little bit more peace and serenity. But I want to talk about something that I enjoy talking about as well, because I'm tired of doing stuff that I don't necessarily enjoy doing today. And my day has been filled with those sorts of tasks. Therefore, I'm going to do something I enjoy doing, and that's talking about MMA. So I want to talk a little bit about what's next for Khamzat Chimaev, which it looks like, according to Dana White, is going to be Colby Covington. I want to talk about that a little bit. And I also want to talk about, really quickly, the upcoming fight this weekend, which is a rematch, believe it or not. A lot of people don't know this is a rematch between Vicente Luque and Belal Muhammad. So first, Dana said it's going to be Colby next. I can't really say that I'm surprised, but I am a little bit surprised. You know, Colby's a big star now, especially after his couple of fights with Kamaru Usman, two title shots there, and then his last fight with Masvidal. You know, Colby's become a pretty big star in the UFC. He's a moneymaker at this point. He brings a lot of hype to the fights. You know, he's obviously a good fighter as well. It's not just fight hype, but he's a good shit talker too. I'm not going to say good, but he does a lot of it. So let's just put it that way. He does a lot of it. So I know that with guys like that, the UFC tends to kind of, well, what do you want to do? You know, they will negotiate with guys like that. So I would not have been surprised to find out that Colby did not want to do that fight, because Hamzat's a dangerous guy. And I have this theory about Colby here later in his career that he's looking just for money fights. I mean, he's only calling out guys that, one, he thinks he can beat, two, guys that are huge stars and can be money fights. And I think that that's kind of been the track that he's on. Now, Khamzat meets one of those criteria. One of those criteria is Khamzat, especially after his recent fight with Gilbert Burns, has been propelled into a level of what I would consider superstardom at this point. Before, I mean, he was a hype train. He had a lot of hype coming behind him. He was popular, but after that fight with Gilbert, he has become hella popular, even more popular. And I talked about it in my last video. Even Gilbert Burns' stock went up after that fight, in spite of him being the number 2 guy losing to the number 11 guy. Both guys' stock went through the roof completely. So Hamza meets that criteria in terms of being a hype fight, a money fight for Colby. But one criteria he doesn't meet, which I feel that Colby has been looking for in his last several fights, is an easy win. And Khamzat is not going to be an easy win for Colby. Now, I think seeing how his fight with Gilbert Burns went down, we can look and say, all right, you know, just like any other fighter, he's a human. You know, he has his weaknesses. He has the chinks in his armor, as do any guys. So I'm not going to go too deep into the matchup itself, because, oh man, you can go all day on that. You know, would they grapple? You know, Colby's a good grappler as well, good wrestler. Hamzat's a great wrestler. You know, we saw in his fight with Gilbert that when he gets up against somebody who's really, really good, maybe his wrestling is not as much of a dominant factor as we think it is. He wasn't able to hold Gilbert Burns down. Granted, I'm not, you know, Gilbert is world class on the ground. No mistaking that. But as far as being a wrestler, Colby is also world class. As far as the striking, Colby definitely doesn't have the knockout power, but Khamzat wasn't able to knock out Gilbert as well. And you know, if Colby can go 5 rounds with Kamaru Usman and never get finished, I have trouble saying that he will get finished by Khamzat. Whether you love Colby or whether you hate Colby, you have to admit the dude is tough and the dude can take a punch. So he can give punishment, but he can also take some punishment as well. Now, I don't think Colby's going to want to take this fight, to be honest with you, because he doesn't feel really confident that he can win that fight. But is he going to have a choice? The boss wants it. Dana wants it. The people want it. I'm already salivating for that fight, as I'm sure a lot of you guys are too. Not just the fight, but the pre-fight, man. Come on. The pre-fight between these two guys is going to be amazing. I mean, so listen, as soon as this fight gets set, you can expect it. You can expect it. Their social medias are going to blow up. They are going to be picking each other apart online, just roasting each other every chance they get. This is just going to be an amazing pre-fight build-up between those two guys. Both of them are very similar, cut from the same type of mold in terms of being able to sell those fights. And I don't see Colby backing down from playing that role that he plays as far as the heel. And Kamzat, he's on his way up in every stretch of the word. His fight game and his pre-fight game. So I don't expect to see either one of those guys backing down when it comes to that sort of thing. Now, the fight itself, I'm not going to go into that until at least the fight gets announced. But the pre-fight is going to be crazy. It's going to be hellacious. And I don't see anything stopping that fight from taking place. Dana wants it. The world wants it. And the world knows what a huge, massive fight that will be. But that's another thing. Listen, it's not going to be for a title, obviously. Listen, this has to be a main event. So what do? A fight night? You can't have, after seeing the fight between Hamzat and Gilbert, and then knowing that Colby has gone 5 rounds with Masvidal, he's gone 5 rounds with Usman twice. You cannot make this a 3-round fight. You just can't do it. You can't do it. The public is going to demand more. We have to see 5 rounds of this. That's also going to answer more questions about Khamzat. Colby's a juggernaut, man. Whether you love him or hate him, where his attitude bothers you or you love it, either way, he is a juggernaut. And that dude does not get tired. He has cardio for days, and you have to admit that. Given what we saw with Khamzat this past weekend with Gilbert, again, another good test for him, for which he must pass to get to the top and to be able to face Usman. Because I think before this past weekend, everyone just assumed this dude was going straight to the top, and Usman better watch out. Now, after seeing this fight against Gilbert, I got to be honest, man. I'm not sure he's ready. I'm not sure that Shemaev is ready for Usman. I'm really not. I think you throw these guys in a cage together right now, I just don't think he could beat Usman. I really don't. He needs to get that one more gritty, grinding win under his belt. Then I think he will be ready. So I see why Dana is doing what he's doing and demanding it. I can't freaking wait, man. I can't freaking wait. There's a lot to unpack with all of this. I'm going to save some of it for later, but let me just say, I want to see that fight. That is going to be a pre-fight war, and that's also going to be a fight war when the actual fight takes place. So, Belal Muhammad, Vicente Luque, fight is happening this Saturday, and these guys have actually fought before. A lot of people don't know this. They fought back in 2016 on the Conor McGregor Eddie Alvarez card, and the fight actually ended very quickly. First round knockout via Vicente Luque. I have never actually watched that fight, believe it or not. If I do, or if I did watch it, I actually don't remember watching it, but I do know it was a first round KO, and I've heard Big John McCarthy talk about it on the Way In podcast, how Belal couldn't get him down. Vicente Luque for 170 pounds is a big, big guy, and I think he doesn't get enough credit for how good he really is. And he's a great grappler, great wrestler, and if I'm being honest with you, I think Belal can't get him down again. If he does get him down, I don't think he can hold him there. You know, um, and it's ironic because you look at the fight, like for example, between Vicente Luque and Wonder Boy. Wonder Boy beat Vicente Luque, but Luque didn't take him down. He didn't grapple him. I think he could have beat Wonder Boy if he would have done that. But I think Vicente Luque kind of wanted to prove something in that fight that he could stand up with their Wonder Boy. Well, then Bilal Muhammad came in, took Wonder Boy down, and just pummeled him the whole fight and beat him convincingly. So now you look at this fight, MMA math doesn't work, right? You're right, it doesn't work. But the question is going to be this: can Bilal get Vincente down? Because in the first fight, he was not able to do that. If Bilal Muhammad cannot get Vicente Luque down in this fight, Bilal Muhammad is 100% going to lose. I don't see it changing. Now, Bilal Muhammad, of course, his striking has gotten somewhat better. Sorry, dude. Vicente Luque, his skills are better. He's a taller, bigger, longer, rangier fighter. I think he has more punching power. He has more technique in his stand-up skills. And I just think that Bilal is not going to be able to get close enough to get him down, control him. And if he does get him down at all, I don't think he stays there. I think he gets right back up. And if Bilal Muhammad can't get him down, then I think it's going to be one of two: a very long night for Muhammad, or possibly a very short night, just like it was this past time that they fought. And that's what I think. My pick is definitely going to be Vicente Luque again. I'm not going to say he's going to get the KO this time. I know, Bilal Muhammad is a tough fighter. I mean, this guy's 20-3. He's got a great record, man, and he's only lost to the best. But so he's not going to want to take another KO loss to Luque. So I think he's going to be more defensively responsible, more defensively sound. I think he may be able to stay away from any real night-ending shots from Luque. Based on the improvements he's made over the past 6 years. But Vicente Luque has also improved, and I still say that if he can't get Luque down, then I just don't think he's going to be able to mount much of an offense on his part. Maybe he can keep from getting finished, and then Luque just wins a dominant, decision, unanimous decision. But the only way that Bilal is going to beat Luque is if he takes him down. I just don't think he's going to be able to do it. I think it's going to be just like the last fight. I'm excited to see it because you know what that means. It's going to be a stand-up fight. It's going to be a stand-up war. And I'm the type of guy that tends to lean towards those. I find those a little bit more exciting. But hey, man, I'm looking forward to it. I hope you guys are as well. Hey, thanks for tuning in. Hit the like button, hit that subscribe button, and ring the bell so you can get notifications whenever I drop a new video. All right, guys, thanks for tuning in. I'll see you next time. Peace.